the movie Inspector.
Double upload. Today's a double upload.
Double upload. That's right. Well, it's a double review. We're gonna upload again tomorrow, but that's okay. We're in Spider Week here at the movie Inspectors. I'm Inspector Dustin. This is Grant Man. The amazing Peter Grant. Peter Grant or Peter Zarni. Yeah, and this is Inspector Grant. And Grant, we're getting ready. We're almost there. What is? We're in the penultimate of our Spider-Man non-MCU movies. What are we doing today?
The Amazing Spider-Man.
That's right. Came out in 2000.
With Giant Lizard Man.
With Giant Lizard Man. Came out in 2012. It's the reboot of the Spider-Man franchise.
But it does have a lot of references. It does have one big reference, but I'm going to save that.
You're going to save that? Okay.
Well, no, I'm not going to save it.
You're not going to save it.
Peter Parker, when he is first ever crying, to find out what, to have the idea of dying being kind, instead of making a wrestler suit, he fell through the roof and apparently landed in a wrestling ring area, which looks a lot like the one from Spider-Man 1.
Yep.
And gets the idea from a wrestling. Probably a reference to Spider-Man 1, since the face looks very similar to the one Tobey Maguire used.
That's right. So yeah, that's a little preview to our Comics Corner segment of the reviews that we're doing, where there's differences from the comics and the movies. But this one was 2012, stars Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone. And Grant.
And who's the third guy? The guy who played Dr. Connors.
I don't remember that actor's name.
Back to Amazon, just kidding. Yeah,
so Grant, what are we reading?
The Amazons rewatch everything, basically.
It is. We're kind of Amazon.
We call it the Amazon space.
We're Amazon warriors.
Really?
Yeah.
That's DC's later down the line.
That's right. So, Grant, what did you think of The Amazing Spider-Man?
Well, I don't know. This one was a big change. But what do you think of the changed spider logo?
Yeah, I like the logo. I liked this movie. I thought it was not, obviously it wasn't as bad as Spider-Man 3 from Tobey Maguire.
Hey, you said that this movie could possibly be, you're
No, I'm talking about the next one, yeah.
The next,
I liked it.
The next one did a nice Electro.
Yeah, that's right. Not really. But that's okay. We'll talk about the next one with the next review. So
better than Venom.
Well, that's true. We'll see. All right. So yeah, I liked Andrew Garfield as an actor in this. I thought he did okay. I did not like the Peter Parker. I liked Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker better.
I don't know.
But I liked Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man.
I just don't know. Here's the way Peter Parker should be. He's supposed to be a nerd. He's supposed to be bullied. Then something that could have happened to anybody, but it happened to him. That got all jumbled up in Columbia's mind. They made him a coolie. He has skateboards, and it could have happened to freaking his friend because it landed on him and bought him. But he entered a room full of spiders, getting bit, fell at least once, and then got superpowers because he was not as smart as all of us thought he was, because he went into a room with a bunch of biting spiders.
Well, see, what I liked about the Peter Parker in this one, though, is that they used Peter Parker the scientist a little bit more. You didn't really see that in the first 3 films. Yeah, he was helping Doc Ock, but he didn't really do much. Peter Parker, the scientist in this, made his web designs again. He was part of figuring out the chemicals that he needs to help stop the lizard at the end. I think I liked that portion of it.
Yeah, but that's a very small portion. It was like the Boris Bissy part. That was the good part of Peter Parker compared to the rest.
Yeah. At
least the Spider-Man was comedic. At least this version actually had cracked jokes, unlike Tobey Maguire.
I thought Tobey's cracked a little bit of jokes, but not as much. This was better.
This guy was more sympathetic and could scream at stuff.
Well, maybe let's start talking about how this is different than the comics.
You see, it sort of does have way too much comic in my opinion, but there's definitely some differences.
Like what?
For example, similarities. His parents are still secret agents.
That was in the comics, guys.
And the lizard did not die. Well, some of them he did die, but you know. Also, here's a big difference that be off.
What?
Is that Spider-Man, when he first becomes Spider-Man, it isn't to help somebody or isn't because he was fighting in a wrestling ring. It was to make sure that he finds Uncle Ben's killer and murders him.
Yeah.
That's not Spider-Man! Well, there's that one version of Ben Reilly's Spider-Man where he's all dark. Well,
yeah.
but this movie ain't about that Spider-Man. It's about the Spider-Man that doesn't kill people.
It was
Columbia.
Yeah, it was a little bit where that was a big difference. Where in the traditional Spider-Man tale is upon finding out that his uncle died, he may chase the perpetrator, but he eventually decides to be Spider-Man to be a good, to have that, what do they say, with great power comes great responsibility.
Which in this movie was...
Is not in the movie!
In this movie, it was too long,
If you have the ability to do something, you have the moral obligation to do it. Something like
if
that.
I have the option to kill somebody, I have the moral obligation.
No, I think it was to do some good. I think it was, if you have the ability to do some good, you have the moral obligation to do it. Which is really verbose. It's really too much.
It wasn't even, to be fair though, it wasn't great power, wasn't even great power. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
And Andrew Garfield's, the phrase was different. And Tobey Maguire's, it was different from the comic books. They're all different. Andrew Garfield's is the interpretation. Tobey's is the classic. With great power comes great responsibility. And the comics have Stan saying something very different, but I don't remember because I don't have the comic. I just remember it from a YouTube video.
Well, no, you're almost there. So, great power comes great responsibilities in the Tobey Maguire one, but in the comics, Ben never says it. It's just a thought of Spider-Man at the end of the thing.
It's like, you know, Stan's narrative. It's Stan.
It's Stan. It's not Spider-Man. It's Stan. It's not Uncle Ben either. So that wasn't in there. Gwen Stacy was different, and I actually kind of liked that Gwen Stacy was not just a helpless damsel. She was a scientist, and that
also helpless damsel. Let's be real.
Well, sometimes she becomes a helpless. You're fighting a lizard and a spider, but Gwen Stacy was the one who figured out the formula to cure Lizard Man.
I want to see a play called Lizard Man, Spider-Man, and a girl.
That's the play you want to write.
It's basically the Amazing Spider-Man, but the title was different.
A lizard, a spider, and a girl. This could have been an interesting.
It did have some interesting shots, though.
Yeah,
like that shot that looked like it was straight from Aliens.
Yeah.
Where the lizard was attacking the tower while Gwen was in it. I swear, I was like, ah! Trust me, when you get to that jump scare sequence, you could have
I really think that this had potential. The Peter Parker parents is Peter Parker parents. Try to say that 10 times fast. Peter Parker parents. His parents being special agents. That's from the comics. Although it developed later in the comics, it was not something that you knew right away. It's something that they kind of retconned in.
Well, you don't know.
Well, we don't know in this one.
No.
We find that out in the next one. You'll see.
Yeah. Even Spider-Man PlayStation 4 had it that way.
A little bit. Yeah.
That was that rocket though. It was on. references.
Yeah, but
So
we're gonna save that for our
that reference with the locket is probably
right.
nothing.
We're gonna save that for our Spider-Man PS4 review, hopefully next month.
When
you
beat the
finish,
game,
yeah.
which is probably going to be in a couple weeks.
You think so? Alright, so now Grant, what do you think, what was your favorite scene in this?
Well, my favorite scene has got to be the scene where this is a very interesting scene. It only has one problem compared to the rest of the scenes, like 22s.
Okay, well, what is the scene?
It's the scene where Spider-Man fights the people on accident in the subway. The only problem I had is when it randomly, like the screen randomly turns black.
Yeah.
And
I liked the scene of the Lizard Man and Spider-Man in high school, especially like where they're fighting and the Stan Lee cameo in this. I think the Stan Lee cameo in this film is one of the best, except
minus
Guardians of the Galaxy 2 cameo.
That was amazing.
That was amazing. It was an end credit scene. It was amazing.
That was also a reference during when, spoilers alert if you haven't seen our Guardians of the Galaxy 2 review, where they're going through like super fast and like for one scene cameo, then the end credit scene is a continuation to that cameo.
Absolutely. So Grant, what else did you like about this movie?
What I did like is this. At least it did craft a sequel, which did craft a pretty good video game. Let's be honest.
All right. Well, I liked I liked the movie. I thought it was a great movie.
Minus all its terrible flaws.
What is there anything? Well, let's talk about that. What in the movie would you not want to see, or what's the worst scene that you thought in the movie?
Definitely, 100%. The scene where this is just a very they could. It's not like it should be gone. It's a very important scene, but I wish they redone it better.
Which is
the Ben Parker death scene.
Oh yeah, that I actually didn't like that either. I thought it was I actually, you know what? I'm going to join you. I think that's the worst part of the movie right there, that Ben Parker death scene.
I'll tell you what it is. So Peter Parker, after getting in trouble and he goes to the store, to buy some milk. He's 2 cents off from his milk.
Well, we don't have to explain the whole scene.
Well, and the robber comes in, steals money from the cash register, gives Peter Parker his milk, and this ends up being the most stupidest Ben Parker death scene ever. So the guy's getting away. He trips and he jumps and his gun, and Ben Parker sees the gun. Here's the problem. He can just be those dudes who carry a gun just in case. So when Ben Parker tries to grab the gun, he could just be grabbing a person's gun that wears it when they need protection.
Yep.
But this person was a robber, and he tried to grab the gun, and they were fighting over the gun, and he got shot because of it.
Yeah. I just thought by changing that, by making it not a robbery that Peter could have
and making him become Spider-Man first.
Yeah. By changing that changed a lot. The way Ben died, instead of Ben dying because Peter could have stopped the robber and decided not to, the way it was shot, it was almost like just a bad coincidence instead of Peter having the ability to stop it and not being.
Well, he did have the ability, but to be fair, he didn't want to reveal everybody, oh guys, I'm a superhero.
Right, and it wasn't like the guy was running past him. He was already gone and whatever. It's not like, it just wasn't as powerful.
It wasn't as emotional as the Tobey Maguire.
Last thoughts?
For that one.
Last thoughts about Amazing Spider-Man?
Well, it's at least not as bad as Spider-Man 3, right?
High praise indeed from Grant. True Squad. Right at you. Alright, so we're going to go to What's Up Next?
Welcome back to the World Series
we go. We're going to go do, this is our last of the non-MCU Spider-Man films that we're going to be reviewing. It's coming up next. It is Amazing Spider-Man 2. Hit that trailer, Grant Man.
Really?
Really?
That's the name you came up with? I'm disappointed, guys.
You know what it is I love about being Spider-Man?
That cool action scenes are in?
Everything.
Except for the villains that could rip you apart.
Peter Parker, Larry Osborn. It's been 10 years. What have you been up to? I do some web design. Nice arm. It's just the wrist. Just on the wrist, buddy.
Peter, you're gonna want to see this.
Oscorp. Yet you
Under surveillance.
Why?
Isn't that the question of the day?
Nothing is what I thought it was.
I once told you that secrets have a cost. The truth does too.
My name is Richard Parker. I've discovered what Oscorp was going to use my research for.
What is all this? The future. We have plans for you, Peter Parker.
It shows a bunch of ideas for different villains that they didn't have the first one.
Now you gotta pay the price. We have the power now. We can change the world. Then let's go catch a spider.
I made a choice. This is my path.
Wow, that this great battle text.
This is bigger than you, Peter.
I'm the only one who can stop them.
Well, besides Michael
I'm Spider-Man.
no, you're Peter Parker. Oh my God, the pizza fighter! Spider-Man, no!
I gotta go. I'm coming with you. Fine, it's too dangerous. Sorry, I love you. Don't hate me.
Okay, since I don't want to get copyrighted, let's.
Alright. So that's the trailer for Amazing Spider-Man 2. Grant, what are you looking forward to in this movie?
Well, I am looking forward to one thing. The new suit. As you can see, this is not the original suit from the first movie. It is updated and it looks more classy and it looks a lot better than those yellow eyelets.
Grant loves suits. I'm just saying. Grant
In
loves
Spider-Man
suits.
PlayStation 4, you can get different suits. I have basically unlocked every single suit in the game.
I'm not so sure I'm looking forward to this one. I want to see how it holds up. I know it was horrible when I first saw it. I'm pretty sure it's going to be horrible when I see it again.
Doing the same thing, expecting different results is insanity. It's gonna suck.
I think the one thing I'll look forward to is having it over with, because when it was over with, then they rebooted it and went to the MCU with Spider-Man, and that was a good thing. So, all right,
Do you
Grant.
think we should do Civil War since he's in it?
No, we already did Civil War, remember? But you know what? We'll post that. I'll repost it because we've already done Civil War and we've already done Spider-Man: Homecoming. So, and we already did Spider-Man. We already did Civil War, or not Civil War, Infinity Wars, which are all Spider-Man's in the MCU. So, you go to our video tab and you can see that in our history. All right, Grant. Anything else?
Well, join Columbia on your Facebook, I guess.
I guess so. All right.